सोनामुखी, हरड़, मुलेठी जैसी अनेक जड़ी बूटियां और हजारों वर्षों का प्राचीन आयुर्वेदिक ज्ञान इस एक बोतल में समाया हुआ है। कायम टैबलेट, आपकी खुशियों का साथी।
A major question is shaking Washington and the credibility of Donald Trump himself. US President Donald Trump has declared a full-fledged war on drugs against Venezuela. Warships deployed, Marines sent to the Caribbean, drug networks labeled as terrorist organizations. But almost immediately, Trump's tough talk collapsed under the weight of his own contradiction. At the time this military crackdown is underway, Trump also issued a full and complete pardon to one of the most notorious cocaine traffickers ever convicted in the United States of America. So is Trump fighting drugs or fighting Venezuela's president, Nicolas Maduro? Is this about cocaine or is this about political power? We break down the hypocrisy, the geopolitics, and the real motives behind Trump's war. On November 29, President Trump announced what he called a broad military and diplomatic operation to dismantle illicit drug networks he claims are tied directly to Maduro's government. The measures are aggressive. The US has officially designated the Cartel of the Suns, Venezuela's alleged state-linked drug syndicate, as a foreign terrorist organization, FTO. The administration has authorized deadly force against suspected drug trafficking vessels. Washington insists these steps are necessary to choke the flow of cocaine into the United States of America. For a moment, it looked like a classic American anti-narcotics campaign. But then, Donald Trump made a move that flipped the entire narrative. Just as Trump was painting Maduro as a drug kingpin, he pardoned someone deeply tied to the very drug routes he claims to be fighting. The man is Juan Orlando Hernandez, former president of Honduras. A US federal court convicted Hernandez in 2024 for a massive cocaine smuggling conspiracy involving guns, gangs, and hundreds of tons of narcotics. He was sentenced to 45 years in prison after prosecutors showed how he allowed cocaine shipments from Venezuela to move freely through Honduras straight into the United States. Extradited in 2022, convicted in 2024, imprisoned until Trump suddenly erased it all. And to make it even more political, Trump announced the pardon on social media while endorsing Hernandez's right-wing party nominee ahead of the elections, the presidential election in Honduras. American and Honduran officials were stunned. Prosecutors were furious. Analysts are calling it one of the most charged pardons in recent memory. Trump's justification to all this? That Hernandez was treated very harshly and unfairly. And this is where the contradictions collide. The same administration that calls the Venezuelan drug mafia a terrorist threat, the same president who is sending warships to block cocaine routes, is pardoning a man who helped move those same Venezuelan cocaine bricks northward for years. So what is really going on here? Recently, Donald Trump gave Maduro an offer. Leave Venezuela quietly with your family and top allies or face deadly consequences. Maduro rejected it outright. Now, with diplomacy failed, the crackdown looks less like a war on drugs and more like a strategic pressure campaign aimed at removing Nicolas Maduro himself. Now, what do we really have here then? A US president threatening military action against one man he calls a narco dictator while pardoning another proven narco politician because he aligns politically with Donald Trump's interests? Is Trump fighting drugs or is he fighting Maduro? Because the facts suggest the battlefield may not be in the Caribbean at all, but in the arena of politics, power, and influence.